Hey guys, and welcome to the patch notes for the 7th of February 2018 patch. So, not a lot of huge changes this week, but there are a lot of quality of life changes, which is always nice. So, Valentine's Day is coming up next week, and you will see the world of BDO to be a bit more flirtatious than usual, and see some decorations reflecting all the love in the air. There's also a brand new guild boss, Ancient Paturum, has been spotted in Valencia, and guilds are called in to face this threat, and a brand new attendance reward cycle has begun. So, let's start off. How to the character function has been adjusted now to function appropriately. Guild bonus distribution conditions have been amended. So this one's pretty big right here. So any guild with at least 30 members, whether or not they held a node or territory, can now distribute guild bonuses. Guild bonuses can be distributed once every 7 days and can be up to 40% of your guild funds. And since the guild bonus distribution conditions have been amended, the distribution date tracking has now been reset. So the reason this is big is because a lot of guilds that have high payouts, such as 4 or 5 million silver a day, have problems retaining enough silver at the end of the week if they want to try node wars. And unless they hold a node, this means they can have problems giving their players a large amount of silver to entice them to stay in the guild and to make them stronger so they can try for better nodes, while at the same time kind of discouraging them from doing these payouts, which makes the guild as a whole weaker, which makes it harder to get a node so they can do these bonuses. By allowing these bonuses, what it means is your guild can now pay out less money over the week, so 2 or 3 million silver per day, and then distribute a guild bonus at the end of the week to give everyone approximately the same amount of pay without having to have won a node that week, or give them a little less if there's not enough money, or give them a little more if there's more money than usual. So it's a pretty nice change, but it's not something that's going to really affect a lot of people. The guild welfare reserve tax rates have also been amended. This will only really affect the big guilds, as you need to have more than 20 billion silver for this to even kick in. And having over 90 billion silver in guild funds is, I'm not going to say insane, because a lot of higher tier node guilds have that, but for lower tier guilds and solo players, the concept of 90 billion silver is pretty insane. So the new guild boss, Ancient Paturum, has been added to Valencia. You can get the summon scroll from the new guild boss mission, Boss Subjugation. There's 4 new titles, including the Naked title for doing the guild mission. The amount of bonus silver granted to the seller when selling items via pre-order in the marketplace has been adjusted. So here is pretty much the biggest change in this week's patch. When you sell an item via pre-order, you'll get a bonus of 20% of the difference between the registered price and the price at which the item was sold. The difference cannot be bigger than twice the registered price. So if you're selling a dandelion that's in high regard, for example, you get your hands on a wizard dandy, and you sell it on pre-order, if it sells for more than, I'm trying to think of what 20% would have to be for that, 500 million? If it sells for more than 500 million, or 600 million I suppose, because of the difference, you will now get almost 200 million silver instead of just 96 million silver. You get 192 million before the tax because of this. Now, this has always been in effect in the game, but the numbers have been fudged a little in the past, so it's a little difficult to figure out. The other big change that's accompanying this is you can now see the last price that an item sold for in pre-order. So gone are the days where you have to desperately whisper whoever managed to pre-order the item you've been pining after for a week and a half now, and asking them what price they got it at and not getting a response because they're offline or they're AFK or they just don't want to tell you and want to tell a guildie instead. You can now see what the last price was and either raise the price or just try to post at that price and hope you get it. Of course, this could be a problem if people put prices way above what the price should be for an item, such as a 1 billion unupgraded Ninja Dandy or something like that, and you get suckered into paying way more than you needed to. But in general, this is a great change for a lot of people and will make it much easier. You can really see that the Black Desert team is kind of struggling to figure out what to do with inflating silver prices while trying to maintain the market at fixed prices. They've already raised the prices on Pearl items at least once, but most items they try to keep relatively steady, with the exception of Sharps and Hards, which they have the price for months and months and months ago. Clearly, certain items, they are having problems with figuring out how to properly compensate players and fight inflation and fight the free market that wants to take control in a game that has no trade and no free market. So it'll be interesting to see if any more changes to the marketplace and pre-orders come in the following weeks or months, or if this is all they're really going to do. Also with this change is items that are blue grade or higher and enhanced to pen that are registered in the marketplace will always be sold to those who pre-order the items. So if you have a pen Dandy or a pen Zarka or a pen Laverto, not a pen Rosar though, and you want to sell it, rest assured you will always get the double price as, well, maybe not the double price with just how much these things sell for, but you will always get the pre-order bonus because, well, these items will now always get a pre-order. So unless there's absolutely no pre-order for an item, and if you're selling a pen item, you probably announced in the trade chat, you've probably announced to the world that this item is being sold, you should get much more money for this. Now, honestly, personally, I would like to see this expanded to at least Tet and maybe even Tri, so that Tri Zarkas, Tri Dandies could have a stable market price where you pre-order the item and you know you're going to get it pretty soon. But it's a great start to have it at Pen. So although Pen items are items with a high level enhancement, their marketplace prices are lower than what their values should dictate. I mean, you'd think that they would just increase the marketplace value for the pen, but instead, to offset this, we changed it so that these items are first sold through pre-orders, which is how you'd think the game would work anyways. Therefore, rather than us directly changing the maximum price for such items, we leave it in the hands of you adventurers to decide how much these items are worth by prioritizing pre-order. Or in other words, letting the free market decide through an obfuscated and somewhat obscure system of pre-orders and trade chat shenanigans. You'd think they would just let the free market take over, but no. So here's the other change. Now if an item is sold via pre-order, the recent price will be listed not as the registered price, but the price sold by pre-order. So definitely the biggest change in this patch. Number of farming byproducts needed to make Stonetail fodder have been amended to 20 now. New attendance rewards have changed. Enjoy rewards like memory fragments, Lore and Family gift box. There's 2 of these on the 21st, I think. And Shikatu seals and more. Valentine's Day theme. And apart from that, there's honestly not too much else that has changed. They fixed grapple resistance, which is now should be properly applying to the max 60%. The nicest bug fix is the message that shows when sitting, lying down, or walking are now displayed regardless of a character's level, because that was annoying as hell for the last month and a half. The message that appears when you're moving the combat stance says you should press tab to change back to the non-combat stance will now only appear for characters under level 30. So, sorry, this is the one that's been really annoying. This is... a bunch of random bug fixes, and somehow they seem to have found a huge section of bugs and graphical glitches that they could fix for Witch and Wizard, whereas everyone else has like 2 or 3 lines. They both have a ton. No nerfs for the Mystic or Striker this week. Sorry to say that. Elixir items have had their cooldown changed 10 seconds. So their explanation of this is in order to prevent possible cooldown that may arise due to connection delays from issues such as loading time differences based on unique PC settings and preferences, cooldown of under 1 minute will reset after reconnecting back to the client from the character selection screen. To not inconvenience our adventures because of this change, we've reduced the cooldown of elixir items. However, the cooldown for elixirs like the Whale Tendon Elixir, Elixir of Deep Sea, and the Perfume of Courage have not been changed. A new mix and match button has been added to the Pearl Shop, so this will let you, those of you that want to mix and match your outfits and see how they look in the Pearl Shop kind of preview section, view it. So if you click the button to activate the mix and match function, your character's outfit will now not change even if you select a new outfit set. If you select single outfit pieces, you can preview the outfit ensemble you have chosen. So you can now pick stuff like the Cavaro helmet, along with the, I don't know, the Karlstein outfit, and the Gavi Reagan weapon or something like that. Remove craftable only after Ultimate Restorm, not really much of a change. New Pearl Shop items, as always. Quests and knowledge. So a few quests now get 5 to 10 prog nil silver bars, which are basically the lowest tier version of gold bars now. They sell for 20,000 silver, and it just gives newer players and players doing dailies a bit of extra silver for their troubles. Combat experience and skill experience can now be obtained from completing some of the existing recurring quests as well. A slight bit of knowledge changes for boss monsters and how you get the first scroll after you do it. Some interface changes, not too much honestly, and some resolved issues. So clearly this patch, the biggest change by far, all has to do with the marketplace. There's new attendance rewards in a Valentine's Day event, but those were expected. The Ancient Baturum Guild Boss has been introduced as well. But the biggest change is for sure how the marketplace pre-order system functions, as well as how the pen items function. Of course, being pen items, they're so rare that's probably not going to come up very often at all, but the pre-order changes are pretty huge, and it's pretty nice to see these changes. It's definitely a nice step towards a better marketplace experience for players, and hopefully it's indicative of better marketplace changes to come. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed the patch notes for the 7th of February 2018 patch. Sorry they're out so late, I was actually celebrating my anniversary today. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you like it, and have a good one.